And we welcome you, softball fans, friends, and families around the country. The 2025 AFA National Championships, Chris Allard with the call. It's been a great tournament so far. As we're ready to go here in the 14U division, we're continuing on pool play. This afternoon, bracket play will start. It's a pleasure calling the games, and of course, the opening ceremonies, the entire event. Glenn Messick, the national director, very pleased with the output and what's transpired here over the last few days in St. George for the 2025 AFA Nationals. Well, should be a good matchup here. We're headed towards the 10 a.m. hour here this Friday at the St. George Canyon Softball Complex. The Arizona Storm going up against Redemption. And the Redemption team will be the home team. They'll get the bottom of the frame. Your lineups this afternoon. Marley Silva, she'll take care of things in the circle. She'll start things off. Maya Roman will be behind the plate in the 3 spot. Munoz over in the 4 position. Ortiz in the 5 spot. Nolasco over in the 6 spot. Ortiz in the 7 spot. Kelly in the 8 spot. Gonzalez. And Zarate over on the right side. That's the defensive set for the Redemption Softball Club, as the Arizona Storm will start things off on the offensive side. Edie Allred will start things off, the leadoff hitter. They go 1, 2, 3 here with Richardson on deck and Clancy behind her. So Edie will lead off. Lucy and Catherine will back her up here. We're ready to go here. Stay with us. The 14U division continues to roll on. Day number 3 here in the 2025 AFA Nationals. So we're ready to go. A quick meeting out at the circle for the ladies from Team Redemption. And Ron, our head umpire, working with his partner Julian down on the, John today, down on the first base side. So Ron puts it in. We are ready to go here. Game number 2. Edie Allred in the box. And a ball outside. The count is 1-0. Marley Silva, right-handed pitcher. And a strike there. Marley answers back. And the count evens up at 1-1. And ball foul as Allred fires down the line. She'll come back and reload. And the count is 1-2. And a ball low there. The count goes to 2-2. So a 2-2 count to Edie. Here in the top of the first frame, the leadoff batter here in the 14U division. And a ball elevated, just missing in the upper part of the zone. The count goes full at 3-2. And the ball gets through on the 5-6 side over on the left side there. And Edie Allred gets on board with a single. So the leadoff batter for the Arizona Storm getting on board. And Lucy Richardson will step in. And a ball cut foul straight back. So Silva working ahead here on Richardson. The count is 0-1. So a 1-1 count, says Ron, our head umpire here today, managing the game. Been doing some good work here throughout the entire tournament, all the umpires. Thanking them for all their hard work and what they do. And a ball just over the reach of the shortstop. And like that, Richardson gets a poke. Just in shallow left center. And finds herself on board. So already, Edie over at second. And Lucy on first base brings up Catherine Clancy. No outs here, top of the first frame. And swing and a miss on the outside. Silva will work ahead as she opens up with a strike. Marley delivers there. And a strike on the inner third, gets the low part of the plate called. So an 0-2 count here to Catherine Clancy. And a ball out. And the count goes to 1-2. One hopper. And they look like they were going to maybe to try to convert the double play there, but they get the advancing run over to first base. So one out on the books. Ainsley Cup will step in. So a quick consult on the infield with the umpires, Ron and John. Not sure what was happening there. And there's a little bit of a slowdown here. And so a quick consultation between the umpires. We'll leave it at that. And I think Ron, our head umpire, wants to have a conversation with the coach of Redemption as the Storm coach down on third base and first base respectfully. And again, I'm not going to try to interpret anything, but whatever business Ron needed to take care of, it's done. So he'll reset the table, and Ainsley will step in. And the ball's cut foul, and the count is 0-1. And Ainsley takes a cut, fouled off into the glove there. So Silva works ahead here. The count is 0-2. And strike at the plate. The ball's live and coming across the plate there. So a drop 3 strike, and that caroms away from the catcher. And one will come across, and the Storm will get on the boards. So one over, runners at the corners for the Storm, and Gianna Pistilli will step in. Bunt shown, she'll pull back. She presented, but a ball at the plate, and the count is 1-0. Over at second now, the Storm with runners still in scoring position with one down. Marley to deal. The ball is low. So Silva, after that pitch, she kind of looked at her hand. Obviously, things are starting to heat up here. Probably a little bit of moisture there. And she's ready to deal from the circle the 2-0 pitch. The ball's upstairs and elevated. And a strike there. So taking all the way, Bastilli lays off on that pitch. She's still Silva looking for an out for her club. And the count goes full at 3-2. One over and in scoring position at second and third. And ball four. Quinn Meabon will step in. Quinn swings it from the right side, so a righty-lefty matchup here. And Marley Silva looking for an out. Good bunt laid down where they make the play. And safe at home. So Meabon lays down the bunt. Richardson comes in from third. The Storm will bring over the second run. Cece Allred will step in. And a base is juiced here with one out. Ball is low, the count's 1-0. And a strike upstairs, so Marley comes up, elevates there, and we'll get the call at the plate. The count goes to 1-1. And a ball out. The count goes to 2-1. Silva using the number system. Redemption baseball. It's easy for coach to make the calls from the dugout side. And the 2-1 pitch forthcoming. Ball's hit shallow. Center fielder. She'll make the grab. And no tag there. So a third baseman occupied there. She held up. And 2 down. Julie DeWerk will step in. So 2 outs. And the bases remain loaded. 2 over for the Storm. And a ball chopped foul. The count is 0-1. Silva looking to get her club back on the offensive side here for the first part of the bottom half of the first frame. And the other side, Julie looking for a knock with the bases loaded. And a ball out. So the count evens up. So the 2-1 count here, as DeWerk is being patient at the plate. She's looking for something here. A knock anywhere will bring one over, maybe more. Defense is pretty well ranged up here. Pitch on the way. And a ball missing outside. So a 3-1 count here. with Devin Hodge on deck. Julie hitting in the 8 spot. Ball 4, so Silva will walk in a run as Coop comes across. So 3 over, and Devin Hodge will step in. Devin and a strike, gets the outer third, so Marley will work ahead. So 2 outs on the books. Redemption trying to minimize anything they can here on the defensive side. On the opposite side, Storm looking for more. And a well-hit ball to the right side, foul. And a pull side there for Devin Hodge. She almost had a well-hit ball down the right side. Would have brought across a couple easily. And Devin will reload. She'll step back in. A ball and 2 strikes. And a ball up, the count goes to 2-2. One, and safe at first, another runner comes across. So the coaches want to know what's going on, and they're appealing there. They're looking to the infield on John, and the coach wants to have a consult here. So he's asking for a consult. They thought they had the out. Redemption coach wants to know what's happening off of the first base side, and it was a close play. Devin got down the line quickly. And now they're going to consult here with the head umpire, Ron, on safe at first. So Devin Hodge, she gets on board, and 2 will come over. And runs 4 and 5 for the Storm. And Shania Sands will step in. Count is 0-1. Defensive side, Shania will be the pitcher of record. She'll start things off. And back-to-back strike there. And Silva will work ahead. So Redemption looking. And a ball outside. And a ball low. And a ball up. And a ball hit to the left side. Left fielder having to back up. That ball drops in. And Reagan will come in. In the 11 spot, coach hitting 11 here today. Bases loaded, 2 outs. To the third baseman, that'll do it right there. She'll take care of the third out, but the Arizona Storm will be right back. And back to live action, ready to go here as the Storm get on the defensive side. Shania Sands leads off with the ball there, opens up to Carlo Ortiz. And the count goes to 2-1. Sands ready to deal. Pitch on the way. Well hit ball. Left side could drop in. And it does. And the leadoff hitter. And Carly gets on board for her. Coach Rodriguez. Coach Rodriguez down on the third base side. Pitch on the way. Hey. As Gonzalez gets on board and Carmen Rodriguez, the 3-hit. So Carmen with runners at first and second and no outs, bottom of the first frame. So the Redemption Club, another good bunt, push bunt. And they get the out. And runners will move over to second and third. Michaela Nolasco will step in with runners in scoring position. 1 out. And Sands elevates, goes upstairs. The count's 1-0. And a cut there, foul ball right into the glove of the catcher. Reagan catching for the club. As I mentioned, Shania Sands on the Quinn. Is Allred. And strikeout outside, so a K there for Shania Sands. She gets a strikeout and 2 outs. Center field, Gianna Pastilli, and rounding it out on the right side. Annabella Munoz will step in, and the ball's up. The count's redemption at second and third. Knocking on the door here. Single, here comes 1 and 2 over. With a single and a 2-run RBI. So Redemption gets on the board with 2 over. And Chloe Ortiz. As Sands will open up with a strike. And that ball gets through. So another runner on board there. Oh, and 1. And the count is 1 and 1. Out. And a strike there. So Shania evens things up here at 2 and 2 with 2 outs. In the bottom of the first frame. Storm leading this one 5-2. If you're just joining us, game number 2, pool play. 2025 AFA Nationals. And strikeout there at the plate. So Shania Sands, they'll pick up 2 though. Redemption gets on the board. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here as a pitching change. Esparza will take over here. She comes in for the flex, Roman. And we're ready to go here. Esparza will step in.
Yeah, she can play the defense, but they both can't bat. And 24 innings, not bad.
So we're ready to go here as Edie Allred will step in to start things off here for the Arizona Storm. Back to the top of the order, 5-2 affair. We're in the top of the second. If you're just joining us live, we welcome you. The 2025 AFA Nationals brought to you by the good folks from Red Rocks Vacation and El Pollo Loco and, of course, GH Pins and all the support here within the St. George community. And like that, takes one off the inside part of the ankle there, and Edie's going to take a second there. She's going to get checked out. And right off of her ankle, she's going to try to walk a little bit here. A little bit of a stinger, one hopper right in there, and the ball right on the edge of the ankle bone. So Edie finds her way down to first base, kind of checking her ankle out, and a quick visit out to the circle. We'll be right back to live action. So Allred's good. She's on board with a walk. Actually, correction, hit by pitch. And hitting in the 2 spot. 1-0 the count, says Ron. As a spark. Sunshine, going to be another beautiful day here in St. George, Utah. For you folks that aren't here, or those teams that are enjoying the games here in their hotel rooms or in their vacation. Richardson steps back in. Elena Esparza ready to deal. And gets on board, and back to back. Catherine Clancy will step in. We'll be right back. Well, we'll go back to live action here as head coach makes a visit out to the circle, and Ron will put Esparza gets the pitch call. Play. Cope will step in. So Ainsley looking to get something going here. And a strike to Ainsley. Count is 0-1. So a 2-2 count. So a strike at the plate to Gianna Pistilli with runners at first and second here and 2 outs in the top of the second. Pitch on the way, swinging a miss. And strike 3, so a spark. And a strikeout there. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go there. Big cut at the plate. Count is 0-1 to the batter. Sand stays on the hill. Pitch on the way. Ball's cut foul to the right side. Abby hits in the 8th spot. And a ball at the plate. One hopper, routine play there. Easy play for the second baseman. So Quinn Bond takes care of business there. And 1 out. So Esparza will come in. And a cut there at the plate. Pop up on the infield. Third baseman down to second, so everybody moves up. They're going to run for the pitcher. So a courtesy runner over at second base. Gable Rice will occupy second base. And right off to the first base side, they're going to tie her up. And Cope handled it. And she fired over to second as the runner for redemption was off the. Well, we'll head to the top of the third. 5-2, Storm leading this one over redemption. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're enjoying the 20. Heading into bracket play this afternoon. When you look at the AFA format here in the Nationals, it's really a great opportunity for teams regardless. In most cases, you'll go into bracket play and it's win or go. Much field time as possible, a double elimination format. So if you lose your first bracket play game, and get a shot at the title. So that has happened in these double elimination formats. So it's really very competitive all the way through. So Esparza will get a couple more warm-up tosses. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And the Storm here in the top of the frame, and balls at the plate and safe. And the ball just stopped. So Allred will step in. CC hits in the 7th spot. They go 6, 7, 8 here. And the count is 0-1. So Allred ready to go. Pitch on the way. And the count is 0-2. Shallow. Ball could drop in. Left center fielder, no play there. And going into running, with the ball being live, the run comes over. So Quinn alertly comes home, but the out at second. And the Storm bring over their sixth run, I should say, as Julie DeWork steps in and a strike at the plate. Count is 0-1. Good play, shortstop, quick arm there, and good work across the deck there. So Michaela Nolasco takes. Devin Hodge looks at a ball. Counts 1-0. Circle for Coach Rodriguez, and that might be some short work there for Esparza. As Coach Rodriguez looking in the dugout, and look like they're going to make a pitching change here. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Game number 2 here this morning, 2025 AFA Nationals. We'll be right back. So a pitching change. Amy Gallegos will take over in the circle. So we're good there, and we'll get some warm-up tosses. We'll be right back. Well, it looked like we might have had a little bit of an issue on a catching change. Gallegos was stepping in to catch, took one off the shoulder. She'll pitch, but we'll probably have a new catcher. Stay with us. So, unusual set of circumstances here with a warm-up pitch for the catcher that came in Gallegos. She gets tagged, and Maya Roman will step in behind the plate. So she'll re-enter. And Ortiz, your pitcher of record. And Ron will do a little housekeeping at home plate, get a good line of sight. He'll gear up, and we will be ready to go. Putting it in play here. And a ball's cut foul. At first, Devin Hodge and that's where we are at the moment. We brought you up to date. Pitch on the way. Basemen were moving on it, and even the center fielder, and I don't think anybody called it. So Sands gets on board with a single and Reagan will step in. Ortiz will open up with a strike on Reagan. Count is 0-1. Through. And rounding. Could be a bang-bang play at home, a high throw. And Reagan gets in with a double and an RBI. Allred will step in. So the Storm here, what looked like a bang-bang play at home, a high throw, pulled the catcher. And a strike there to open up with. So Allred looks at a strike. And a strike there, and the count goes. And the count holds at 1-2. Strike three called. Ortiz comes in. They leave 2 on. Well, we're ready to go here as Ron gets things set. We'll start things off here in the bottom. Count is 1-0. Pitch as Marley Silva gets on board. So Sands correction. Carly Ortiz. And a ball. So Ortiz looks at a 1-0 count. And a ball up. On Carly Ortiz, the leadoff hitter for Redemption. Runner at second here, no outs. And the count is 1-2. Well hit ball, that's going to drop in. He gets on with a double and an RBI. Third run. And Delilah Gonzalez will step in the two-hitter. As Rodriguez, the head coach, has a word with her runner at second. And an opportunity here. First baseman should have it. She'll pull it in. So Coop reels that in. And one out on the books. She's got Ortiz, the leadoff hitter, at second. Ball elevated for Sands. And we're with one out, bottom of the third frame, 7-3 Storm. Redemption was able to bring one over here in the bottom of the frame. Pitch on the way. Deals there, and the count goes to 1-2. Pitch on the way. And a good stop behind the plate. And Sands elevates up out of. So Ortiz over at second. Redemption was able to bring one over here on a shot to the side, on the right side of the field. And the 3-2 pitch. And ball cut. So the 3-2 battle continues here. And a good attempt as Clancy laid it out. Carmen steps back in. One out, bottom of the third. Sands ready to deal. The 3-2 pitch, right side, cut foul. Staying active here, and the 3-2 battle continues. Ball fouled off and out of play. The 3-2 count holding here in a good battle. Sands going up against Rodriguez. The 3. So discipline at the plate pays off for Carmen Rodriguez and Michaela. And swing and a miss at the plate. And a runner runners stay put. They look like they were on. Regan coming out of the pop quickly, keeps that out in front of her feet. Pitch on the way. And Sands works ahead here at 0-2. And just wants to have a word with his got this. Step back in. So Michaela steps back in. The 3-2 battle. Pitch on the way. And like that, and one will come over. The batter, Annabelle Munoz. Hit ball. That's going to bring in run number 5. So a little bit of a 2-out rally here for redemption. In. Annabelle at first for redemption. 2 outs.